It's so fast, it's
non-stop.
I'm gonna show you how to rap part of this song from Hamilton. Just look at the title, non-stop. When you're connecting the N to the S, the air is gonna go first out your nose for the N. And then you have to shift it to your mouth. But the tip of your tongue should open near this bump to create friction. Non-stop. So that you can speak more quickly and clearly by focusing on the rhythm, connections, and articulation. And if you start slow, you can be smooth. And when you're smooth, you can go fast. Then you can speak
non-stop.
So if you want all my tips and tricks, subscribe to my channel. Because non-stop is 4/4 time and at 186 beats per minute, it can feel like every syllable and every word gets stressed. But you have to know which syllables fall on the beat. And you need the right weight for it. Here's a line that has examples of all the stress patterns we want to practice. Even though it's fast, listen and see which vowels you find have the most weight, the stressed vowels.
Now for a strong central democracy. If not, then I'll be Socrates throwing verbal rocks at these mediocrities.
Stress means it's longer, louder, and higher in pitch. Start with the longer words because the stress syllables stick out. Central, throwing, verbal, democracy. And then sometimes words have primary and secondary stress. Socrates, mediocrities. Now sing it again, hitting those stressed syllables.
Now for a strong central democracy. If not, then I'll be Socrates throwing verbal rocks at these mediocrities.
And there are plenty of single syllable words, and they may or may not be important, but when they fall on the beat, they are definitely stressed. Notice how the words now, strong, not, I'll, and rocks are stressed on the beat. Try to clap when you hear them.
Now for a strong central democracy. If not, then I'll be Socrates throwing verbal rocks at these mediocrities.
Sometimes, even if a word or syllable wouldn't be stressed in speaking, we might do it for the sake of the music. Like the final Y's here in harmony and Albany, for example.
Harmony and Albany, harmony and Albany.
There's no secondary stress, but it falls on the beat, so it sounds like there is. Let's do that whole part again and see if you can clap along while you stress those parts.
Corruption's such an old song that we can sing along in harmony, and nowhere is it stronger than in Albany.
Syllable stress is the basis of good rhythm, which tells your listener what the most important words are. And if you want to become a better communicator, join my masterclasses on the last Thursday of the month. I need an audience to practice for my courses, so it's free for people who show up live. Click on the link below to get the invitation. So, when we know where to stress, the other side of the coin is to squish all the other syllables, so they fit between the beats. And maybe there's nothing between the beats, like old song. Easy.
An old song, corruption's such an old song.
And if there's just one syllable between the beats, it's not too hard. Like corruption such an.
Corruption's such an old song, corruption's such an old song.
Some of these are on the beat and others not. Corruption such an old song. Do that part again.
Corruption's such an old song, corruption's such an old song.
So this part of the song is simple. It's either no syllables between beats or one syllable to scrunch.
That we can sing along in harmony, that we can sing along in harmony.
And it continues with this back and forth of stressing and stretching.
And nowhere is it stronger than in Albany. And nowhere is it stronger than in Albany.
One more time, all together. Stress the words and syllables.
Corruption's such an old song that we can sing along in harmony, and nowhere is it stronger than in Albany.
And Albany is actually the capital of New York State. In fact, I used to live there. And if you want to get to know me personally and see all my behind-the-scenes stuff, you can join my community for free. And every month, even free members get a special event for Q&A and hanging out. Get the link below to try us out. And if we're not your people, no problem. So, what's another skill that helps you speak smoother and faster? Connecting your speech. The next line's only 4 words. This, colonies, economies, increasingly. But it sounds like just one word because it's completely connected. I have to say sk for this colony and z to connect colonies economy and another z for economies increasingly. And then I have all one chunk.
Its colonies, economies increasingly stalling, and honestly, that's why public service seems to be calling me. Its colonies, economies increasingly stalling, and honestly, that's why public service seems to be calling me.
The only time we don't connect speech here is when there's a rest in the lyrics, or the end of a clause, like where you might end a sentence, or when a word ends in a vowel and the next one begins with a consonant, like increasingly, which ends in a Y, and the next word stalling, which begins with an S. So what are we left with? Chunks of words that are connected, like stalling plus and plus honestly becomes stalling and honestly. You can hear the connection when it ends with a consonant and the next word begins with a vowel. Ah, nga.
Stalling and honestly, its colonies, economies increasingly stalling, and honestly.
Third chunk, you're connecting sw, that's why. And in the fourth, you have ks, public service. And at the end of service and beginning with seem, they're both S's, so we can assimilate them to one, service seems. And it's just the st of seems and to, st. See if you can hear all these connections and where it doesn't.
That's why public service seems to be.
So here's the question. The next word be is all alone. Why do you think that is? Seems to be calling me. It's not the rhythm or the syllable stress. It's because the previous word to ends with a vowel, and be starts with a consonant and ends with a vowel. And then calling starts with another consonant. So the last thing to connect is the NG of calling and the M of me.
Be calling me.
So what are your thoughts? Why don't we connect speech if a word ends with a vowel and the next one starts with a consonant? Let me know your hypothesis down in the comments. So when we blend consonants into a cluster, there's a lot of work that my tongue and articulators have to do. So that's where pronunciation could be a problem. For example, that of calling me. The NG is the back of your tongue making contact, and the air is in your nose. Then you need to close your lips, but still the air is in your nose. Do that section one more time and focus on where the words meet to connect and how the consonants and vowels blend or link together to form chunks.
Its colonies, economies increasingly stalling, and honestly, that's why public service seems to be calling me.
There's another section we haven't heard yet. Listen and find what words are connected.
I practiced the law, practically perfected it.
I practiced the law. I practically perfected it. The only tricky thing here is how our ed ending can have three possibilities. T, d, or id. Practiced ends in t. Practiced. The tip of your tongue is on the ridge behind your teeth. Then I slide my tongue forward to under my front teeth to create friction. So it ends up being t, 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 practiced the law. And perfected ends with id. I has the tip of your tongue on your bottom teeth, and your lips are relaxed. I. Then d is the same as t, but we engage our vocal folds for vibration. D, id, perfected. Then we go right back to the I for it, and we end up with id, tid, perfected it. Do that part again, paying close attention to your articulation.
I practiced the law, practically perfected it. I practiced the law, practically perfected it.
Next are some bigger chunks. Take a deep breath and try to mimic.
I've seen injustice in the world and I've corrected it.
We're gonna run all these words together. I've seen injustice in the world and I've corrected it. Vs, I've seen. Ninjustice, seen injustice. Sin the w, all together like it's one word into itself. Sin the w, ninjustice, sin the world. Den I've k, world den I've corrected. Den I've k. Then we have the ed ending again that sounds like id, and the I of it. Say this whole line perfectly.
I practiced the law, practically perfected it. I've seen injustice in the world and I've corrected it.
If you can't pronounce perfectly, how can you connect correctly? There's so many details to keep in your head. The connected speech, chunks, syllable stress, word stress. And don't even get me started on pitch and intonation. At the very least, just focus on the stressed syllables and the most important words. And if you want to work on your rhythm with Hamilton as well, then my next video is the one you should watch. I'm Accent Coach Bianca, and I'm on a mission to help people understand accents better. See you in the next video.
Good luck!